I grew up in the world of metal and punk, in which I still do love. I do feel the need to finally see what the rest of the world has to offer. My name is Aaron, and I grew up as a metalhead. Well, welcome back. Look, it's perfectly fits my giant nose. We are returning to SB19. Back to the Wish Bus. They treated us well. They treated us well here. And I'm going to butcher this, so again, I apologize, but it looks like we're going to be doing it. Well, I chose it, so I know what the song is. Hanggang sa Huli? Or maybe Huli? I'm not sure. But I want to check it out. I was very curious just by the title alone. So let's see what the boys have holding on. And I think if I remember correctly, this is a little bit of an older song as well. This video is 3 years old. So we'll see if what's the deal. They started off strong. I mean, crazy how good they are, even from the beginning. So let's find out. Go. Wish exclusive 107.5.
Wish 107.5.
Hate to cut it off, but I think this is the first time that I remember seeing Stell without any sort of interesting hair color.
Imig na kumakatok sa pinto ng aking alaala. Di na dapat tumitik pa sa iyong mga mata. Ngayon ikaw na lang ang nakikita. Ang alaala mo tila bago sa panaginip ko ay naramdaman. At kahit pa ang mundo ay mag-iba, ako'y laging nandito. Di man ako para sa'yo, puso'y di magbabago. Walang iba, walang iba, wala nang hahanapin pa. Pag-ibig ko'y sa'yo, sa'yo hanggang sa huli. Siguro nga'y nararapat lang ika'y limutin na. Pag-ibig ko'y isang hangin na di mo madarama. Di na dapat tumitig pa sa iyong mga mata, pagkat ikaw pa rin ang nakikita. Tanging pag-asa ko'y biglang naglago, ngunit pag-ibig ko'y di nawala. At kahit pa ang mundo ay mag-iba, ako'y laging nandito. Di man ako para sa'yo, puso'y di magbabago. Walang iba, walang iba, wala nang hahanapin pa. Pag-ibig ko'y sa'yo, sa'yo hanggang sa huli. Kung pinagtagpo tayong dalawa'y para sa isa't isa, at kung nasabi ko bang lahat noon ay may magbabago ba? Sa aking bawat pahinga, dalangin makapiling ka. At kung ito na ang huli, nais kong malaman mo na. Mahal kita, mahal kita, mahal kita. Walang iba, walang iba, wala nang hahanapin pa. Pag-ibig ko'y
Wow. Good Lord.
Wish exclusive on Wish 1075.
That's wild. Okay, like vocally speaking, I'm not even joking when I say this. This might be, as a group, one of their best performances, if not the best I've seen. I think at this point in time in my videos with SB19, I think there's a couple of things that I can honestly say. That I've probably said everything that I can about Pablo and Stel. I mean, I think we all are aware that they are pretty phenomenal, and we know that, you know, Philippe is a pretty good rapper. But, you know, honestly, I think that even in this song, like, everybody gets to shine, and in ways that I don't feel like that they had before. And, you know, honestly, even like right here, this is a pretty solid, like, vocal performance for, you know, Philippe. So, obviously we know him for his rapping, but that is a nice verse of music. The other thing that I find kind of interesting, now this is my own kind of own personal opinion, like, I think that, like, with Josh and Justin, like, they are very much suitable. They are good. They are, you know, very well talented people that have great vocals. But I've always felt like, this is just kind of my opinion, that they were kind of supplementary to those three, right? Like, I think Stel has the highs, and I know that even though he's kind of like the person that runs anything, you know, I definitely feel like that Pablo is like the ace of the group. Like, he can rap, he can sing, he can do a lot of stuff, and he can kind of hang with the ones that are just as proficient in that. Like, you know, like Philippe, he's a good rapper, and, like, you know what, Pablo can kind of hang with him. We know Stel is got the voice, but you know what, Pablo can kind of hang with him too, you know. And again, I'm not trying to sound disrespectful to, you know, to Josh or Justin, but, like, in this song, I think this is probably the best that they had ever sounded, and I think that that's actually pretty cool because, like I said, they've always kind of, to me, sounded supplementary, and to kind of, like, help fill out the kind of the big three. But, you know what, in this one, I feel like that they actually got their due, and it was cool to hear them be able to do what they do because they sounded amazing. Those harmonies.
Pagkat ikaw pa rin ang nakikita.
Look at him go. You know, the interesting thing is someone who is a little bit more bass, even with their singing voice, that, like, I can kind of see a little bit of myself in Philippe because of the fact that, you know, being a lower register, to hit these kind of highs, you have to get into your falsetto earlier than most and your head voice earlier than most, and you really have to really learn how to expand that. And you can kind of tell he has that same kind of problem that I do, and it's obviously not a problem, it's just vocal, limitations. You can't go to the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. But you can tell that he has to get into his falsetto a little bit earlier and into his head voice a little bit earlier than, everybody else. And I feel you, buddy. I feel you, buddy.
Pag-ibig ko'y di nawala. At kahit pa ang mundo ay mag-iba, ako'y laging nandito. Di man ako para sa'yo, pusa'y di magbabago. Walang iba.
Okay, this is something I don't think I've ever talked about. Maybe once or twice with K-pop, but not with SB19. But there's something here. So I assume from them being Filipino that they are singing in Tagalog. And you know what? I actually think the way that the language kind of bounces around is very pro-singing. Like, it's very upfront, and it has a lot of different, like, pa, ba, ga, stuff like that. And honestly, that lends to vocal technique, because for example, in English, you try to basically make everything off of the A, E, I, O, U. And I think that that's kind of one thing that's actually a bit of an advantage for the language. It's interesting.
At kahit pa ang mundo ay mag-iba, ako'y laging nandito. Di ba ako?
I always thought Tagalog was actually a pretty cool language. And again, it seems very pro-singing. Lots of that. And I don't know. I think honestly, again, the harmonies in this one might be the best harmonies they've ever had. I love that part right there. They're just like, dun, dun, dun. It's so cool. The tension and the release of tension right here. It's so good. You get that build up and it's so tense, and then you get this long phrase that deflates that tensity. Musically speaking, there's a tenseness in music that people build on, and then you use it to release. I talk about this a lot because it's so good.
At kahit pa ang mundo ay mag-iba, ako'y laging nandito. Di man ako para sa'yo, pusa'y di magbabago. Walang iba, walang iba, wala nang hahanapin pa. Pag-ibig
That's such crazy harmonies.
ko'y sa'yo, sa'yo hanggang sa
the interesting thing is too is like the difference even just between this song and the other song that was just uploaded. Well, the growth and maturity and as singers and as songwriters is pretty wild, and the understanding and the complexity of everything is fantastic. So pretty dope. Like I said, this might be, vocally speaking, one of their best performances that I've heard personally. It is really, really good. This is like prime almost, So anyway, let me know what y'all think about this song down in the comments below, and we shall see you in the next video. Dang, that was wild.